Hello there, beloved Sacred One. I'm Monica Bermudez, an intuitive quantum energy healer, and I want to talk about the 5 things to know about this new moon that's in Taurus, that's in May of 2023. As we are fast approaching actually the mid-year for 2023, and time has definitely accelerated so much, and it continues to do so because in these new energies of ascension, which are energies of expansion and higher frequencies of energy, when there is a higher frequency of energy, that means that there is an accelerated movement of the energy, so much more fast-paced, pulsating type energy, which means that it would also increase the time. And so we are definitely moving into these different timelines, and there's a lot of different timelines that are collapsing as well, that are, as we are separating or removing ourselves from the old world and stepping into this new earth frequency of energy, which are very, very, very potent energies. And so that's where we are with this new moon that's fast approaching as well. And the 5 themes that I want to talk about and touch about in this video, I will get into as well. So the Mercury Retrograde will continue until May 14th. And for some reason, I don't feel this Mercury retrograde as intense as I've had, in the past. I feel that something has shifted with the Mercury retrograde in itself. And I feel like what's been impacting a lot more of some of the technology and some of the communication has been some of the solar flares, and it has been, some of these other planetary movements. We just had a super major lunar eclipse. We actually had 2. We had the solar eclipse in April, and we had the lunar eclipse just recently for this full moon in the beginning of May, which happened so potent, and I still feel that it has this super long lasting effect, that it will bring up such high tensions. I've noticed there's been high tensions around some of the crowds that I've been walking around, and noticing that there is this heightened type of energy in others, because it is shifting so much of our cellular as well. So if there's stuff that hasn't been taken care of before, then it can appear as being chaotic and disruptive in our life and around us as well, because we are also releasing old patterns from the old world that have been harmful, sabotaging and hurting us in many ways. And so what's so important though with these energies, for one, is to stay grounded, and in that groundedness to stay aware of those energies and what is coming up for you in that moment, right? It could be something that you're feeling triggered, that you're feeling upset or anger, and it's just to be with it and just be that aware. And it's also about being accountable for the things that are happening around us. Like, for instance, if we become reactionary to certain events or certain words from others or certain situations, then just being accountable for those actions of reactions and those feelings and what it is that you're feeling in that moment, rather than just brushing it off into under the carpet, because a lot of the stuff that we may have brushed off under the carpet before is starting to resurface itself. So it's not something that you could just hide under the carpet. That was just an analogy that was just shared with me. So things will bubble up to the surface if not dealt with right now or confronted with. So it is, we're being asked to stay courageous and brave with some of these things that are coming up at a very accelerated pace. So, some of the things to jump into here was these 5 themes for this new moon, which is in Taurus. And the new moon actually peaks on Friday, May 19th. And it is in the zodiac sign of Taurus. And the Taurus sign is all about the beauty of our body, which I like to call our human body to be this divine temple that we are being emphasized to take care of as well. And so it's about the beauties that is within, the beauty that is all around us. because the best beauty is the one that radiates within each and every one of us as well, in our own soul essence. So every new moon is a new beginning, but there's also some level of releasing that occurs too in every cycle, in every moment. So I like to use these moon cycles, like the new moon or the full moon, to be like portals. So I treat them like different portals where we just have, you know, some form of us that is releasing in order for new beginnings, or to create space for the new chapters in our life and the new beginnings. And that's really what the new moon is about, starting these new chapters in our life. So it definitely feels like there is, after this transformative lunar eclipse, that there is this big transformational new beginning that is opening up for so many. And so I like to think of it as many doors opening up. As one door closes, think of many doors opening up. So the number one thing to know about this new moon, that, you know, we are also still in this month of May, which still feels like a very enlightening month to me. It's very activating, very self-aware type new moon, and May as well, the whole month. The number one thing to know is that new seeds of change are here to stay. So as you plant these new seeds during the new moon, most of it is related to health and how we are treating ourselves, whether that be through the foods and what we're drinking, or, you know, how the physical exercises that we're doing. But it's also a level of thoughts that we are inserting into ourselves and how we are thinking of ourselves, and just planting those new seeds for these healthier habits. And the number two thing is that it feels like there is this new awakening, layer of awakening that is occurring as well. So the awakening has many layers in itself. So there's always something new that we're learning about ourselves, but this just feels like a very expansive type awakening that is just going so much deeper within our soul, and is a much more deeper remembrance of ourselves and our abilities and our gifts, and our soul contracts and what we come to do. So we will hear that heart calling much stronger as well during this theme of this new moon. The number three thing to know about it is that it is alchemically transformative. So there is this level of this next chapter, new beginning in our life that is very transformative for us, and our next chapter, and what we come to do in our soul evolution and connection to our own soul contracts. And I've certainly been feeling a lot of these, which is why I'm sharing this with you, because it's all coming in intuitive information that I was, you know, channeling as I was tapping into the energy of this new moon. So it feels like there is some alchemical that is occurring, and it's all linked into these new seeds that we're planting for that new moon in Taurus, and these layers of awakening as well, as we begin to remember more of ourselves, begin, you know, remembering our past lives, remembering where we've been, remembering our soul abilities and what we're capable of, and reclaiming that power within ourselves. The number four thing is that there's this admiration to nature and respect, more so, to nature. So this feels like a much more deeper connection with nature, in however way that may be expressed to you. It could be expressed by going out for nature walks and connecting with like certain trees and plants and flowers, or even some animals or birds, or whatever it is, or earth itself, right? And using that time also to ground with earth, which is the fastest way to do so, is by placing your bare feet on the ground. Of course, there's other methods to do that, like if it's cold outside and you can't be outside, then, you know, there's other techniques to use, like through meditation and so forth. And that is something that I've been so emphasizing and reminding myself constantly, is to continue to ground, because these energies have been so heightened. And so I feel like for me, like being out in nature, I've been connecting a lot recently with the mountains and with the trees a lot more so than usual. So it's almost like I feel like they're talking to me, but it's more like an energy exchange of communication that is occurring in that moment. And so number 5th thing, before I jump into that one, just want to announce that the Circle of Quantum Conscious Creators is happening on May 18th, and that is, close to when the peak of the energy will occur for this new moon energy. And I've been doing them every month, and they have been, in my personal life, and I've noticed also with my clients, a very transformative stage, because it's structured, but it is structured in a 5D way of manifesting, because right now the energies are so high and potent that we could start manifesting things if we're not super cautious with how we manifest it. And so at least this ritual, this new moon ritual for the Circle of Quantum Conscious Creators, creates this structure to assist with some of that manifestation, and it's more organized and in order. And there's also light language transmissions to enhance the energy of it to come into this fruition, into physical reality in the 5D way, because that is where we're all shifting at this time into this new earth frequency. And there's moments when it could just be a little bit scary, right? No matter how many times you may be grounding in itself, it may feel like certain fear may come up because of the accelerated change, which is why I also I was called to do another transmission program that is focused on the root chakra and some of the other chambers and different diamond codes of energies that want to come through from the cosmic in the Elohim and the Sophia. So these are 2 different programs, but you'll find all the information down in the links in the descriptions of this video. And I look forward to connecting with you in either way of those. And I also have free transmission content as well if you're interested. So just to get to the 5th one, the final one, is that this is a time to claim your divine birthright. And what I mean by that is that the abundance that you are, and the prosperous one that you are, and the creativity that you already have, all of these are divine birthright. And this is a matter of you claiming it, knowing it, trusting it, and having that confidence in that it is within you. So that is, what this new moon feels like, is that we're reclaiming ourselves, reclaiming that divine right that we are. And that's where I've been, creating a lot of these proclamations around that, to reclaim myself and step more into my own power. And so this is why I emphasize it for you as well. So if you like this message, click like, share, subscribe. So I'll be sharing some more messages like this, and I look forward to connecting with you in a video very soon. Take care. Bye for now.